Well, hello there, all you strange and interesting creatures of the internet. Welcome back to the all seasons on F1 2018. As you can see, we are currently 6 points ahead of Sir Lewis. And as you've also seen the vehicle performance comparison chart, we are also right up there on the top, above Mercedes, and lots of developments still to go on to the car. And we're going to bolt a few more on just to ensure that we stay on top. Yes, we stay on top. Fantastic. Okay then, it's time to move on to the next Grand Prix. But before we do, it's time to go out once again on one of those classic cars from yesteryear. I think this is the Lotus from 1972. I think it is. I hope it is. I'm not going to get crucified in the comments again. But yes, what a glorious car it is. Yes, I will leave you with some car porn sounds from 1972. Okay, so moving on, as you can see, oh dear, one of our new developments has failed, the weight reduction. And just looking at the race weather forecast, you can see it's going to be a dry quali, but an absolutely soaking wet race, which means, unfortunately for qualifying, we're going to have to go out on some pretty high wings so that we don't compromise ourselves for the race. So this should be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed.
Welcome to Germany for today's qualifying session at the famous Hockenheim Ring. The pit lane lights will turn green in the next minute or two to signify the start of qualifying.
Okay, so I've gone out with a 6.4 wing setup for the car, and of course you can adjust the front wing just before the race, so then we can change that up to a 6.6 wings, which should be just enough to give us the downforce that we need for a very, very wet race. And as you can see, the Hookster is currently in third position at the moment, just behind Fernando Alonso. Anyway, a little bit later to qualifying, you can see we're down to 6th place at the moment and slightly down on our delta time, so it looks like we're not going to improve on this run. So it looks like it's going to be time for the last qualifying run to see if we can get a little bit higher up in the grid. Okay, we accelerate forward now to just 2.5 minutes left, just under 2.5 minutes left off the qualifying, and we are slightly up on the delta time. We managed to get up into 4th position now at the moment. Can we improve on that? Well, let's see as we cross the line, and the answer to that is going to be, oh yes we do, 3rd place now, 3rd place for Hookster. Fan-bloody-tastic. Anyway, that is it. Qualifying is now over. We are in 3rd at the moment as we cross the line. Are we going to stay in 3rd or are we going to drop down? We're just about to find out, and we are going to... oh, we stay in 3rd place. Wowzers. Fantastic. So, 3rd place for the race. Let's do this.
Good afternoon and welcome to a place that is very special to us all in the Formula One community. It's the Hockenheim Ring, home of the German Grand Prix. Always good for a close scrap is Hockenheim. Think back to Alonso, Ricciardo, Vettel as recently as 2014, and I'm expecting some more strong racing today. We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Murray, Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, and Vettel, Raikkonen, Ocon, Hülkenberg, and Marcus Ericsson, Leclerc, Grosjean, Sergio Perez, and Van Dorn, Magnussen, Gasly, Carlos Sainz, and Lance Stroll, Hartley, and Sergei Sirotkin rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
We're higher on the grid than we expected. Let's see if we can do even better.
So it's time once again for the 5 lights to go out on the all seasons career mode, and we say go, 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 and it's away he goes, bogging down a little bit. Of course, this is a soaking wet start for Hookster, soaking wet. Hamilton and Bottas in front of us. We go to turn 1. We got another car off to the right hand side. It's going to get very, very dicey indeed, but we managed to get past Bottas. Yes, past Valtteri Bottas and up into 2nd place. Wowzers be trousers is all I can say. It is absolutely pissing down. And look at that, Valtteri Bottas is fighting with our teammate, the honey badger Daniel Ricciardo. He hasn't managed to get past him though, but we hold on in the middle of a Mercedes sandwich to 2nd place, and we are chasing now on Lewis Hamilton. We're in rich mix. We shouldn't really be in rich mix in these conditions. We should be at least in lean mix, but we just need to get as much power out of this engine that we can to try and catch up to the back of Lewis Hamilton. And as you can see, it is... oh, we got yellow flags, yellow flags. What's happening? Is the car gone off already? I'm not quite sure. Can't actually see what's going on. But anyway, we continue on. Yes, and you can see visually now that we are catching very, very slowly. Oh, a little bit wide on the exit there, but we are catching Lewis Hamilton. So can we actually get past him? We will find out. Still the first lap of the Grand Prix. In the middle, still in this Mercedes sandwich, is the Hookster. He's now 1.6 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton. Oh, a little bit crossed up there for the Hookster. Very, very treacherous conditions, of course. Even though we're on the full wet tyres, there's some aquaplaning going on out there on the circuit because it is very, very wet indeed. Very, very wet. And we are, of course, on the rich mix, which is not the right mix for the conditions. We need to be on lean at least, or maybe just standard mix. But we are carrying on because we want to see if we can catch up to the back of Lewis Hamilton, who's just put in the fastest lap, of course, for being in the lead. And it's lap 2 now, and we've accelerated forward now. And Kevin Magnussen, oh no, K-Mag is out of the Grand Prix. You can just see him there on the mini-map. He's parked his car up. But we still hold on at the moment to this second place, and we are pushing, still with the rich mix on, trying to catch up to Lewis Hamilton. We're accelerating forward now to lap 3, and look at this, wowzers. Yes, the Hookster's just put in our fastest lap and beaten Lewis Hamilton, so we are slowly, very, very slowly inching ever closer to the rear gearbox of Lewis Hamilton as we accelerate forward now. Still on lap 3, just going to lap 4, and once again we put in our fastest lap. We have got some real pace in this car, and we are getting very, very close now to the back end of Lewis Hamilton, who's got no defence at the moment. We accelerate forward to lap 4, goes lap 5, and once again we put in our fastest lap, and once again visually you can see we're inching closer to the back of Lewis Hamilton. Now, where are we going to go for this pass? Where are we going to go for this pass? Well, of course, down the very, very long straight any minute now is where, of course, the Hookster is going to try and get past Lewis Hamilton. But is he too far back at the moment? Well, of course, for the Hookster, there is no too far back, and he will go for a move wherever he is on the track. And let's see now if he's going to go for this move. Oh, he just seems so far back. And no, very, very sensibly, he's realised that he's not quite close enough. But look at this, right up the gearbox now. Lewis Hamilton had to slow very, very much for the corner there. I do believe he's obviously on very, very high downforce wings. We're only on 6.6, but it's working. It's working, everyone. Oh, my goodness. Whoa, bloody hell. He locked up the brakes there, gone very, very wide, but managed to carry it together. But he's lost a huge amount of time now. As you can see, Lewis Hamilton is now starting to pull away, so we've got it all to do once again to see if we can catch up to the back of Lewis Hamilton as we accelerate forward at lap 7. There is Lewis Hamilton. Once again we have managed to catch him, and I think this time the Hookster is going to go for a move on Lulu. He looks so far back, but I don't think, yes, is he? Yes, he does. Oh my goodness, straight down the inside Lulu, and in fact it's an absolutely beautiful move there from the Hookster, straight past the leader Lewis Hamilton and up into the lead of this Grand Prix on lap 7. Wowzers, I am absolutely lost for words. In the rainy conditions, we have done it. As we accelerate forward now to lap 9, and you can see we are still in the lead. The tyres are at about 23%. Now they should last to the end, and as I say that, Lewis Hamilton storms past us, but we do the switch back on him, brake really, really late into the corner and get the position back. Yes, oh, a little bit of contact there, I do believe, from us and Lewis Hamilton. He's fighting like crazy, but we managed to hold on to this first position on lap 9 as we accelerate forward now, still on lap 9. As you can see, Lewis Hamilton though is still right behind us and pushing like crazy. He's going around the outside of us, but we stick to the inside line. We do the switch back again. Yes, we do. Look at that beautiful move there from Hookster. Switches back to the inside and pushes Lewis a little bit wide, and he makes contact with his teammate Valtteri Bottas. Wowzers, absolute wowzers. But we hold on at the moment to the lead of this Grand Prix. Yes, on lap 9, still in the lead. It's 1 second ahead of Lewis Hamilton now as we accelerate forward out of lap 10. Hookster still in the lead at the moment. Hamilton just leads second, and once again he goes very, very wide, and he exceeds his track limits well. He outbrakes himself once again, but manages to gather it up together. But that means that Lewis Hamilton is right up the derriere of the Hookster now, right up the derriere, and still pushing like crazy to try and get past. I think he's going to go for a move down the inside. Yes, he tries to, but no, Hookster holds on to it. Fantastic. Wowzers. I never thought we'd have a race this good in the wet, to be honest. As we accelerate forward at lap 13, Hookster still in the lead over Lewis Hamilton. It's only half a second though, and Lewis is still right behind us. You can see how close he is from the mini-map. You can see how close he is, and he's still pushing like crazy trying to get past as we accelerate forward out of lap 17. It's the last lap of the race, and we have managed to hold on, yes, hold on to this first position at the moment. It's still only sort of shy of half a second though, and this is the last opportunity that Lewis Hamilton is going to have to try and get past us. He goes around the outside, but of course we got to brake very, very early for this corner, and we managed to hold on to the first place. Yes. And Lewis Hamilton, I don't think now has got any defence in trying to get past us. And our teammate, Daniel Ricciardo, the Honey Badger, has gone up into third place. He's got past Valtteri Bottas. Fantastic. This is going to be a great result in the constructors for, of course, the Red Bull car. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And we didn't run out of fuel either, which is great. Absolutely great. And we just got these final few corners to go, and we will finish the race in first position, which is exactly what we need. But of course it's not that good because Lewis Hamilton is right up our heels, snapping at our heels in fact, in second position, so he's going to score some more points as well. But we are going to get a little bit more of our lead over Lewis Hamilton as we come around the final corners now. Don't bin it now, Hookster, don't bin it now, as he just comes around now to complete the race and cross the line. Does he? Yes, he does. Fantastic. First position. Woo. In very, very wet conditions. Great result indeed. Lulu finished in second place, and there is Christian Horner with the very, very funny hair. Very, very funny hair. Yes. Bring back Toto Wolff. And there he is, everyone. There's Hookster. Look at him. So sprightly. So sprightly. Just 39 years old. 39 years old. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And there's Axmeti G and Arava. Yes. Don't forget, lads, the best F1 game ever. And there's Fernando Alonso. So on to the podium now. There he is. There he is up on the top step. There's the Hookster. He says, I did it again, lads. I did it again. Wow, this guy is just so awesome. So awesome. What is he now? 10 times world champion? Something like that anyway. And it's time for the champagne to go over everyone. Yeah, go on over that cameraman. He don't care. He don't care. 20 grand camera, and he likes it getting all soaking wet. He'll just get another one next week. So there they are then. Let's go to the points after this round, and you can see now we are 13 points clear of Lewis Hamilton. Our teammate Daniel Ricciardo is now in third position. Wowzers. And in the constructors we are still in the lead by 40 points over Mercedes. Okay then, so it's time to move on to the next Grand Prix, and it's time to say that we are still in first position with those 13 points ahead. But can we hold on to them? As you can see from the vehicle performance comparison, those updates have come onto the car, and we're going to bolt a few more on. The
excitement is starting to build here at the Hungaroring as the lights are about to go green for today's qualifying session. We expect some cars out on track any moment now.
So here we go, and unfortunately this is the Hookster's pretty much worst circuit. Yes, he doesn't like Hungary at all, so just have to see if we can just get on with it. And he's putting the fastest lap though. Wowzers, be trousers, I can't believe it. Yes, fastest lap at the moment for the Hookster. As we accelerate forward now into a little bit later to qualify, and unfortunately he has dropped down to 12th position, which is quite regrettable, but it is due to the fact that he just doesn't like the circuit whatsoever. But let's see if he can improve on that now. He's slightly up on his delta time, almost half a second, so let's see if he can improve on 12th, and yes he does. 5th place at the moment for Hookster. Wowzers. Absolute wowzers as we accelerate forward now to a little bit later to qualify. Just 2 minutes left now, and slightly up on the delta. We've made it up into 4th place. Can we improve on that? No, we can't. So that's it then. It's time for the end of the qualifying session, and we're in 5th place at the moment. Yes, 5th position. We're not going to improve on the delta, but are we going to hold on to this 5th place, or are we going to drop down? Let's have a look as we cross the line. The answer to that is going to be...
Sorry about that.
Oh God. We've dropped down to 7th place for the race. Okay then, let's do this. But before we do, let's have a look and see where our teammate finished, Daniel Ricciardo. Well, he got pole position.
It's always wonderful to come back to the lively Hungaroring. A popular destination this, nice and close to the beautiful city of Budapest, with some exciting racing to boot. Who can forget Michael Schumacher pushing his old teammate Rubens Barrichello up towards the pit wall in 2010, or those great races of 2014 and 2015 as well. We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole position today, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Vettel, Valtteri Bottas, and Grosjean, Murray, Leclerc, Alonso, and Kimi Raikkonen, Van Dorn, Magnussen, Nico Hulkenberg and Ocon, Ericsson, Sainz, Pierre Gasly and Lance Stroll, Hartley and Sergei Sirotkin rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, so it's time once again for the 5 lights to go out on the all-seasons career mode, and we say go, 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 and it's away he goes. From 7th position, we've got Roman Grosjean. Look at that, he gets a rocket ship start from the line. In fact, so does Charles Leclerc, so we actually dropped down to 8th position. We're just trying to see if we can do a consolidation drive and just get some points as we go to turn 1, but look at this, Lux is not going to give up. Oh, 4 abreast into turn 1, 4 abreast, and he gets through. Wowzers. Unbelievable scenes. Up into 4th position already for the Hookster, and he's chasing Sergio Perez, who has got the blessed one in front of him, Lewis Hamilton. Of course, let's see if we can actually get past Sergio Perez. This is going to be very, very tight. Very, very tight indeed, but of course Sergio is getting slowed down by Lewis Hamilton, who in turn is getting slowed down by our teammate, the Honey Badger, who's currently in the lead of this race. Now, I have to say there's no team orders, so Daniel is not being told to slow down the other cars behind him. And we are still now chasing Sergio Perez, still chasing him, and of course that Force India Racing Point from 2018. Let's see if we can get past, a little bit wide there on the curbs for the Hookster. As I say, this is not a circuit that the Hookster enjoys whatsoever, so I just want to get this race done and dusted so we can move on to the next one and hopefully pick up some good points, but I don't think we're going to be anywhere near the top step today. As we come around the final corner now to complete lap 1 of this Grand Prix, still chasing Sergio Perez in the Racing Point as the Honey Badger puts in the fastest lap, because he is still in the lead of this race at the moment. Into lap 2 now, into lap 2, and you can see that Sergio Perez has actually started to pull out a little bit of a gap on us, unfortunately, and oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, we have some problems with our gearbox. We have reached the 80% threshold, which means before the end of this race our gearbox could, in all honesty, fail as we accelerate forward to lap 5. Lap 5, still in 4th place at the moment for the Hookster. Now we are coming in for our pit stop from 4th position, yes. And hopefully, we just heard over the radio actually that Daniel Ricciardo is coming for his stop, so we're not going to get held up, so that should be good. So we haven't held up the Honey Badger either, so that's even better for our constructors, as now the lads change us onto the harder tyre. Just looking behind us, there's a Ferrari coming. Well, there's sort of a tiny little bit of a hole there, but not too bad, not too bad. And we're going to rejoin at the moment in, I think, oh, it's going to be 12th position, is it? Yes, 12th position at the moment in the race for the Hookster. Still behind Sergio Perez as well as we start lap 6 of this Grand Prix. As we accelerate forward, that's on lap 6, just going past the pits. Cars have come in for their pit stops, and now we've got more problems. Our ICE, our internal combustion engine, is now reaching 58%, which means it's starting to reach the yellow wear limit as well. So, oh my God, they're stacking up some problems for us at the moment now before the end of this race. Yeah, stacking up some problems. And the gearbox is now at 82%. We accelerate forward at lap 10. Lap 10, still in 4th position for Hookster, but the gap now to Sergio Perez is over 5 seconds. I don't think we've got any chance of catching him, because unfortunately the gearbox is now starting to play up a little bit, as we've got Roman Grosjean behind us as we accelerate forward at lap 11. Yes, 85% damage to the gearbox now. The ICE is up to 60%, and we've definitely got problems with this car. I don't even know if we can hold off Roman Grosjean, to be honest, but we will try our best. We will try our best and see if we can at least finish in 4th position as we accelerate forward now to lap 13. Lap 13. And as you can see, cars are trying to get past us, and one of those is Roman Grosjean. We've had a few sticky gears, unfortunately, in the last lap, which means we haven't managed to get the power down like we want to.
Right, you may struggle to get into gear at the normal speed. We're seeing a fault with the gearbox.
Okay, that's it. Lap 13, we have a problem with our gearbox. It will go into gear, but it's very, very slow to do that. So we've got to see. Oh, wait a minute. We've got yellow flags, though. This could help us because the cars can't pass us under yellows. I think that's Sergei Sorokin in the Williams who actually went out a lap earlier. But yes, this was great news for us. Great news. And hopefully the gearbox will clear itself in the next 2 laps. I'm just hoping it will anyway. But at the moment, it's very, very difficult to drive because it just will not go into the gear that I need it to go into, and that's going to give the opportunity for Roman Grosjean to get past us. I'm sure he is. Look at this, we've got a queue of 4 cars just champing at the bit, waiting to get past Hoekstra as we start lap 14 of this Grand Prix. But at the moment we're just holding on. Of course, there's a lot of curves, so this could help us at the Hungaroring, and it could help us to stop the cars from getting past us, but I'm not quite sure. You can see the arrows are getting very, very angry behind us. Very, very angry indeed as we accelerate forward now. Still on lap 14, just going to lap 15. I can't believe it, but we are still in 4th place. But here comes Roman Grosjean once again trying to get around the outside of us. We managed to hold on though. Oh, a little bit wide on the exit. I think Roman Grosjean gets past us. Yes, he does. He's got the DRS flap open. This is going to be the last opportunity. We've got to dive down the inside of Roman Grosjean and try and get past him. Do we? Yes, we do. But we go very wide. But can we come together? Yes, we can. And we hold on to 4th position now on lap 15. And thankfully, the gearbox fault has actually cleared itself as we accelerate forward at lap 18, the last lap of the race. And yes, the gearbox is now working. And Daniel Ricciardo, the Honey Badger, has won the race, and we are going to finish in 4th position. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. A real consolidation drive at the Hungaroring, considering we have gearbox problems. We've got problems with our ICE as well, which unfortunately we're going to have to replace for the next round, which means we are going to have to take... Oh, and Sebastian Vettel is out of the race, and so is Nico Hulkenberg right in the last dying seconds of the Grand Prix. But it looks like Roman Grosjean is still trying to get past us as we're going around the very, very final turns of the Grand Prix. But can we hold the 4th place? Yes, we can. We're about to come around the final corner now. Wowzers. And finish the race in 4th place. I'll take that. I will take that indeed. And we cross the line. Woo!
Top job, my friend. Top job.
Fantastic.
I was a bit worried about this one at the
4th
start.
position for Hoekstra at Hungary. And unfortunately for the next round, we're going to have to take an engine penalty because we have now run out of engines. Oh dear. As Christian Horner now congratulates his teammates, or should I say his mechanics, whatever you want to call them. And there he is. There's Daniel Ricciardo, the Honey Badger, finished in the lead of the Grand Prix. And there's Arava again, and ex-Matty G. Oh God. And there is Charles Leclerc, who finished in 10th place in the Alfa Romeo. First season, of course, in Formula 1. So on to the podium then. Unfortunately, Hoekstra just missed out on the podium there. But our teammate didn't. And there he is, on the top step. So both the Red Bulls are doing absolutely beautifully in this season, the 2nd season of the F1 2018 All Seasons career. Fantastic to see. Are we going to win it though? Are we going to win it? I think it's going to be right down to the wire through every single race. And of course we've got an engine penalty looming for the next race, which is not going to be good. So in the standings now, we will have a look and see that we are now 10 points clear of Lewis Hamilton. Yes, it's looking very, very interesting indeed. Very, very interesting. And our teammate is in 3rd, but we are still winning the Constructors now, 58 points up. As always, thanks so much for watching everyone. You've been awesome. And as always, yes, there will of course be more later.